So many beaches, so little time. When you're looking for the best beaches in Florida, there's a lot to consider. The sand, the surf, the crowds, the overall vibe. So which beach in Florida is best for you? In this video, we'll run down the list of the best beaches in Florida. It's based on a bunch of different lists and rankings, as well as my own experience here. I've spent a lot of time on Florida beaches, from the Panhandle to the Florida Keys, and up and down the Gulf Coast and the Atlantic Coast. I love them all for all kinds of different reasons, from the romantic, secluded beaches to the family-friendly shorelines, to the most energetic party beaches. But whatever you're looking for when it comes to a beach, whatever kind of beach mood you're in, Florida has it all. So let's get started with the top 20 best beaches in Florida. And we'll start with number 20, Daytona Beach on the Atlantic coast. This is the world's most famous beach. First time I came here, I was on a family vacation. This place was so awesome, I decided right then I wanted to move to Florida when I grew up. And I did. Daytona Beach seems a lot different now, but one thing that's still the same, and you'll notice this right away, you can drive on the beach here. The beach has hard-packed sand, so you can also just park your car and hang out for the day. The shoreline is a huge 500 feet wide at low tide, and you'll find great wave action. Daytona Beach has a pier and a boardwalk with rides and arcades, the iconic band shell with free concerts. There's also the nearby International Speedway. At times, Daytona Beach can get a little wild and busy. If it's too much, check out Ormond Beach along the same 23-mile stretch of coastline. It offers a lot of the same qualities as Daytona, but it's a little bit more low-key. Number 19, Casperson Beach near Venice and Inglewood on the Gulf Coast. This is one of the best beaches to look for shells and shark's teeth. In fact, it's known as the shark tooth capital of the world. You should check it out. We have friends who live near Casperson Beach. Here's some of the shark's teeth they've collected. Along with the beautiful Gulf water, the southernmost part of the Casperson coastline is still in its natural state and more quiet and secluded. You can take a walk along the nature trail through a coastal hammock. Casperson Beach features a boardwalk, free parking, restrooms, and outdoor showers. Just down the coast is number 18, the beaches of Captiva and Sanibel Islands. Sanibel is just 3 miles from Fort Myers in the Gulf of Mexico. It's connected to the mainland by a bridge. You'll find some of the most unique sandy beaches in southwest Florida, featuring white sand and clear water. And you'll find lots of seashells, the best beaches in Florida for collecting shells. This is known as the Sanibel Stoop. If you're going for the day, there are public beaches, but you'll have to know where to look. And parking might be a challenge. One thing you won't see, high-rise hotels. I typically take advantage of a private vacation rental, usually right on a secluded beach. Captiva is known for being a little quieter and more natural. It's mostly private property with very expensive homes. If you're looking for some laid-back beaches, check out Sanibel and Captiva Islands. 17, Panama City Beach, featuring 27 miles of sugar white sand beaches and calm turquoise waters in the Florida Panhandle. You'll find stretches of sand with great hotels, waterfront restaurants, as well as a couple of state parks showcasing Florida's natural beauty. Panama City Beach has hiking trails, fishing piers, and water sports. You can see why some 4.5 million people visit every year. Over the years, Panama City Beach has been a great destination for some memorable family reunions. If you're looking for soft white sand, clear turquoise waters of the Gulf of Mexico, great fresh seafood, and beautiful sunsets, check out Panama City Beach. Let's head to the opposite side of the state and South Beach, Miami, on the Atlantic coast. When you think of Miami, you think of South Beach. It's one of the most popular and one of the most visited beaches in the world. South Beach is known for its party scene, its nightlife, and its famous Art Deco buildings. As far as the beach, the sand is white, the water is clear, and there are plenty of beach activities like volleyball, paddleboarding, and jet skiing. It can get a little touristy and crowded and a little wild. South Beach is great for people watching. You can enjoy lingering at one of the many outdoor cafes. There's high fashion, high-end shopping, and you might spot a celebrity or two. If you're looking for the opposite of laid back, check out South Beach in Miami. Back to the Gulf Coast in southwest Florida, number 15 is Marco Island, where you'll find white sand beaches, sparkling Gulf waters, and an overall upscale feel. Marco Island has a couple of awesome public beaches, South Beach and Tiger Tail Beach. Both are family-friendly and relaxing. If you're able to catch a boat out to one of the uninhabited and undeveloped little islands just off the coast of Marco Island, you'll find amazing soft sand, clear water, and breathtaking views. Marco Island has plenty of fine dining and waterfront eateries, and you'll have access to a variety of water sports. Overall, Marco Island is laid back with a high-end vibe. Down to the Florida Keys now on the number 14 best beach, the beach at Fort Zachary Taylor State Park on Key West. This is where the Gulf of Mexico meets the Atlantic Ocean. You can spend the day in this subtropical paradise hanging out on the sand and swimming and snorkeling in the clear, warm water. Check out the tropical fish that hang out around the rocks just offshore, including parrotfish and yellowtail snapper. It's like you're swimming in some kind of exotic aquarium. When I lived in Key West, you could find me here on the beach or snorkeling 3 or 4 days a week. The beach is a little rocky, but there are some really cool picnic areas under the tropical palm trees. There's a beachfront cafe for snacks or a light lunch, and be sure to save time to check out the historic Fort Zachary Taylor, which predates the Civil War. It's really cool. And talk about history, up the East Coast, number 13 is St. Augustine Beach. It's been long believed that this is the area where Ponce de Leon came ashore in 1513, although some historians have other accounts. St. Augustine Beach is on Anastasia Island. It's not crowded. It has nice sand and nice waves. It's pretty here. Dunes and seagrass add to the beautiful backdrop. And not far from the beach, you have to check out the historic city of St. Augustine and the Fountain of Youth that Ponce de Leon was in search of. There's an attraction there, and it's worth a visit. The number 12 best beach in the countdown is Navarre Beach in the Florida Panhandle. The white sand and turquoise waves here are stunning. So many ways to relax here, whether you want to just sit in a chair under an umbrella and enjoy the view, or you want to take advantage of the outdoor activities on the sand or in the water. There are so many great beaches in the Florida Panhandle. When you're in the area, you should also check out Henderson Beach State Park between Navarre and Panama City. The number 11 beach, also along the Gulf of Mexico, is Honeymoon Island State Park. As the name implies, it's on Honeymoon Island, and it's accessible by car via the Dunedin Causeway. This pet-friendly beach is definitely worth the short drive from Tampa. With its pristine sand and clear, clean water, you can rent a kayak or hike the nature trails and grab a bite to eat at one of the 2 casual restaurants. Honeymoon Island is adjacent to Caladesi Island, another incredible state park which is only accessible by boat. The first time I went to Caladesi Island, I was wondering if the ferry ride over would be worth it. When I got there and saw the jaw-dropping natural beauty, I could see why it's also considered one of Florida's best beaches. Honeymoon Island is easier to get to, and if you're on your honeymoon and looking for a romantic laid-back beach, this could be it. For the number 10 top beach, we'll go back up to the Panhandle and Destin. I know a lot of people who love Destin, and it's easy to see why, with the white sand and captivating water that can range from emerald green to turquoise to sapphire blue. Destin is a great destination for people who live in other parts of Florida, as well as for people who live in the southern states who like the relative short drive to get to a Florida beach. A lot of people like the beaches in the Panhandle because they don't get as hot during much of the year compared with Central and South Florida beaches. On the Atlantic coast in Central Florida, you'll find the number 9 best beach, Cocoa Beach. It's about an hour drive from Orlando and the theme parks, and it has a character of its own. Cocoa Beach is popular, but still has a small town feel with surf shops and beachside bars and eateries. It's a great place for surfing. You'll usually find most people catching a wave near the Cocoa Beach Pier, but the water is also shallow enough to wade out and swim or body surf. It's close in proximity to Port Canaveral, where you can catch a cruise ship, and not far from the Kennedy Space Center. On launch days, you'll have a great view of the rockets lifting off from Cape Canaveral. And if you like a more natural setting, check out the Canaveral National Seashore just to the north. If you really want to go back to nature, like clothing optional, if you go to the far north end of Playa Linda Beach at the Canaveral National Seashore, look for Parking Area 13. It has for years been a destination for those looking for an all-over tan. Down the Atlantic coast to South Florida, and number 8, Hollywood Beach in the Fort Lauderdale area. Hollywood Beach is known for its old Florida feel. Locals and visitors alike enjoy the iconic Hollywood Beach boardwalk for a leisurely stroll, a bike ride, or you can try one of these pedal buggies. The palm tree-lined brick seafront promenade is a great place for people watching. You can enjoy one of the great tiki bars or cafes and sample some great seafood. There's a mix of hotels, motels, and resorts, like the Margaritaville Hollywood Beach Resort. The nearby Hollywood Beach Theater has great seaside musical performances. This awesome stretch of beach is a great place for a beach vacation. It's family-friendly, it's clean, it's classy. You'll like it. Number 7, St. George Island State Park in the Panhandle. This is another great Panhandle beach. It's great for sunning, swimming, boating, camping, hiking, and more. It has miles of undeveloped beach with soft sugar white sand, great Gulf waters, and spectacular sunsets. On the nearby nature trails, you can enjoy bird watching and other wildlife. It was actually named the number 1 beach in America for 2023 by Dr. Stephen Leatherman, who's known as Dr. Beach. He's a professor and director of the Laboratory for Coastal Research at Florida International University, and he's been ranking beaches for years. You know it's good when Dr. Beach calls it the best beach in America. Number 6, Clearwater Beach on the Gulf Coast. It's laid back and upbeat at the same time. There's nicely groomed, soft sand, and as the name implies, clear water. I've been to Clearwater Beach a lot, and I love it. You can stay active with water sports or a game of beach volleyball, or just chill and watch the world go by from your beach chair. USA Today ranked Clearwater Beach number 1 on its list of 10 must-see beaches in the South for your next vacation. Vacationers will find a variety of beachfront hotels, a beachfront promenade, as well as cafes and casual restaurants serving fresh seafood. And the sunsets are breathtaking. There's a nightly festival at Pier 60 with craft vendors, artists, and street performers. Clearwater Beach is where people go to have fun. Head south down the Gulf Coast and you'll find the number 5 best beach, Anna Maria Island. It has some of the most pristine and widest sand beaches along a 7-mile stretch of sparkling Gulf waters south of Tampa Bay. The natural beauty is highlighted by restrictions on development. No buildings more than 3 stories tall. You won't find a lot of commercialism here. It used to be a tiny beach community until the word got out. Then people started moving here and the price of real estate skyrocketed like so many other places in Florida. Now it can get a little crowded at times, but Anna Maria Island can be great for a family vacation. Or if you're looking for a romantic getaway and you want to get away from the crowds and off the beaten path, make your way to the northern tip of the island and Bean Point. Number 4 is St. Pete Beach. It's one of the most popular beaches in the Tampa-St. Petersburg area, and it's no wonder why. You'll find white sand and warm water, and it's basically just a really good all-around Gulf Coast beach. There are plenty of places to stay and plenty of beach access points and outdoor activities and some great seafood restaurants. You can see the iconic pink Don Cesar Hotel from just about anywhere on St. Pete Beach. It's a little pricey, but it's a really cool place to stay. Be sure to check out the Paso Grill area for some amazing beach areas and the shops and galleries. And enjoy some live music at one of the many beach bars in St. Pete Beach, including Jimmy B's Beach Bar, recognized by Southern Living magazine as one of the best beach bars in the state. Back in the Florida Keys, the number 3 best beach is Bahia Honda State Park. It's a tiny little island that's connected to the other Florida Keys by a series of bridges, so you can drive down from Miami. This tropical destination has some of the most amazing views. Be sure to bring your beach chairs and umbrella for some shade. It's known for its balmy breezes and spectacular sunsets. It's a great place for nature lovers. You can bring a picnic or pick up some food at the snack bar. You can rent a kayak or snorkeling gear, or just splash around in the warm, clear Florida Keys water. Something unique here is the Bahia Honda Railroad Bridge that was originally part of the Overseas Railroad. It opened back in 1912. A Labor Day hurricane destroyed much of the railroad in 1935. Number 2 in the countdown is Treasure Island Beach on the Gulf Coast. This is one of my favorite beaches in the world. The water is clear, calm, and comfortable. You can hang out for hours. The sand is white and soft. you'll find a mix of luxury resorts and some classic mom and pop style hotels with that classic Florida style. Treasure Island is a great little beach town. There are a couple of different areas you should know about. The main part of Treasure Island features some incredibly wide beach areas. Look at this. And then there's Sunset Beach, which has some nice private beach rentals available, and a very popular hangout, Caddies, where you can grab a bite to eat and a cold drink right on the beach. You can see some of the best sunsets ever at Treasure Island. I hate to say it, but as much as I love Treasure Island, it's a lot more crowded than it used to be when I first started coming here. I guess the word got out. And now the #1 beach in Florida, Siesta Key Beach. It's down the Gulf Coast south of Tampa Bay in the Sarasota area. As soon as you step on the beach, you'll notice the emerald and blue Gulf water and that crystal white sand. The sand is 99% quartz, so it doesn't get hot when you walk on it, even on the hottest Florida days. Siesta Key Beach is considered one of the most beautiful beaches in the world. It's consistently ranked as one of the best beaches in Florida and the United States. One visit here and you'll see why. Nearby St. Ormond Circle is a great place for dining and shopping. Siesta Key Beach can also get a little crowded on some days, and parking can be challenging on holidays and weekends when there's a big event. But Siesta Key is definitely worth it. Once you spend a day here, it's easy to see why it's ranked #1. As you can see, there are a lot of different kinds of beaches all across the Sunshine State. Which one did you like best and why? And what is it that makes a beach just right for you? Let me know. Be sure to comment down below. And you might also enjoy this video. Thanks for watching. See you next time.